Shaq that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, 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 hit him, listen. It's Eagles talk high, let's talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat, Shell, and Dante the Dark Jive. Drop the stats on them, drop the facts on them. Spur game, baby, let's get it on.
Hey, fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, and welcome to Upon Further Review, Eagles Talk by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I know everyone's stuffed right now. Probably won't get a big crowd because the itis is probably kicked in. People probably sleep right in front of the TV, watching the cow turds, getting it handed to them right now. Good game, though, but this is the last time this is maybe the last time, possibly. I'm not saying for sure, but this could possibly be the last time that we're on the air and our Philadelphia Eagles are in first place in the NFC East. The way it's going, it doesn't look like. I don't know if we'll get back to that spot. I mean, we're on a 2-game loser streak. We lost Sunday against the Browns. We've had time to go over the film. We can come out and talk about it. We got a lot to talk about because our team sucks. I mean, they suck. It's just not a good team, man. We play Monday night against the Seattle Seahawks. A winnable game again, yeah, but with the way our team is playing, I don't know if we're going to pull it out. So while this game is on, we're still in first place. But as soon as this game ends, barring a tie or something like that, we probably will not be in first place for a very long time, unless again we can somehow pull out a win on Monday night. But Pat, come on in, my man, my co-host, the Sandlin boy, Pat. What do you feel about this team right now? Yeah, that about sums it up.
Listen, we're 6-1. We're playing like crap. Listen, I'm fading away. That's how bad we're playing because I'm fading away. It's crazy how this team is playing and expect that it's just a couple plays away. Like it's a lot of things that's cause for concern in this team. And the one thing is, especially when I heard the Doug Peterson talk this week, there's a lot of concerning things that he said. But you know what, Dante? It's about that time. Let's acknowledge our third co-host in the room and get to our drinking, man.
All right, there. Let's get to our drinking. Hey, and speaking of getting to the drinking, I am back. My 25 days are over. I have survived, and I will be joining. We don't need a special guest shot taker today because I will be taking my own shots today. So Welcome me back, everybody. Everybody's got to take a shot. It's Thanksgiving. I'm coming back to taking shots on the air. And I was debating too, like, man, am I going to do 4 quarters today? But yes, I'm going to do 4. I'm going to tough it out. I'm going to do the whole 4 quarters. I'm going to come back like a Viking. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do all 4 quarters. But the first person in the room, all right, let's start the quarter first of all.
You're now listening to the first quarter.
All right, you're watching Eagles Talk by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And we'd like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. It's still our favorite football team despite the way they're playing. They're still our favorite football team. But we'd like to talk about them in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage on air in the form of shots. And this week, on my return, I'm going to an old tried and truthful Crown Royale. That's my shot. And Pat, what are you drinking out there as you fade away? As you try to adjust?
Yeah, I'm adjusting myself. I don't know. After the shot, I'm gonna go fix it real quick. I'm drinking the famous Maker's Mark.
Maker's Mark. Ooh, he going strong.
Yeah, man. I am. Man. I need it.
This team has made you have to need that. So here we go. Everybody, let me know what you're drinking out there on Thanksgiving. Let me see what libations you guys are enjoying. And tell me about what you had on the menu today. Put that in the comments, too. I like to know what they partake in on the tradition of Thanksgiving, because everybody doesn't do it traditional. I saw my man down in Miami, it's nice summer weather down there, and he had a pizza on the grill, a smoked
Pizza on the
turkey.
grill.
Yeah, he had smoked turkey and some other things. So let me know what was on the menu today, if you guys would. All right, everybody, let's raise our drinks to our Philadelphia Eagles because about now we're just drinking our sorrows away. Okay,
Drink
here we go.
my
Down the
pain
hatch.
away.
3, 2, 1. Ooh.
Yeah, I need it. My lord.
All right. First person in the room tonight was JT. JT says, "Fly, Eagles, fly." Second person in the room is Christopher Burton. This is so apropos that these two guys were the first two in the room because I paired them up when we had the special guest shot takers because they're loyal fans and it's only fitting that they be on the show at the same time. Frank was on the show too. Frank said, "No, Frank, you're not second, you third." All right, Miles is in the room. Miles is fourth. And he says, "Fly, Eagles, fly. Happy Thanksgiving." I think at the end of the season, Doug is going and go hire Joe Brady. Man, we're going to talk about all that. I'm open for a lot of people. Bill Kroll is in the house. He says, "Happy Thanksgiving, everyone." Tina Holden, what's up? Happy Thanksgiving, Tina. Thomas there. Happy Thanksgiving, Eagles family. JR is here also. Happy Thanksgiving. Just woke from my food coma. Yeah. You know what I mean? I got a late start on eating, so I'm fighting the itis as we do the show. So like if we would have, Pat wanted to come on like 8 o'clock and all that. He wanted to wait till the game was over, and I was like, no, because when the game is over, we're not in first place anymore. But you know what I'm saying. Besides that, I might have been in a deep coma myself. So I was like, no, we got to come on. All right, Tom is there. So I'm thankful for your show and for the fact that the Eagles didn't play today. Hey, Tom, we appreciate that, man. We really do. All right, so let's go over this debacle, which we call the game on Sunday, man.
First and foremost, I think it was a shirt, man. I'm good.
Okay. All right, it was the shirt. All right, Bill Kroll says, "Welcome back." Oh, man. And Bill Kroll is doing the Tito and Stella. Yeah.
Yes, Stella.
And Pat is chasing his with Stella. I'm chasing mine with some green tea because I got to slowly work my way back in there. Although my buddies had, I was at the clubhouse. We call my one guy Dwight. We call his house the clubhouse because he's the only single guy, so he can do everything in his house. We can smoke cigars. He doesn't have a wife. You can't do that. So we call his house the clubhouse. So I'm at the clubhouse smoking a cigar. At 12 midnight, they were ready. They had my bottle ready for me. Like, Don, you come back at 12 midnight. So I had a couple last night, but I got to take it slow. I can't just jump back in. I want to do the
somebody was
quarters.
experienced on that. Somebody was experiencing that. You definitely have to take it slow. You're probably like, what are you doing? Why are you putting this poison back in me?
Right, exactly.
But you know what? To go back about this game, it was a difficult watch. I would have thought it was be a very difficult watch. But at some very crucial moments, it was a few plays that giving it some more blocking wasn't totally on Carson Wentz, and that's shocking to say the least. When you look back at his play and say he's playing terrible, yes, he's playing terrible, and I agree with it. He's playing terrible. He needs to be ripped. He's not making the right reads. He's looking off his man when he should be delivering the ball. But at the same time, you have a guy in there that should not be playing tackle. You have a guy that should not be playing starting left tackle with the Philadelphia Eagles. I know there is many different film breakdown of how JT has proved that he's not even a backup left tackle in this league anymore. And I'm not gonna get into that breakdown of how bad he is because there are countless plays that instead of punching or instead of kick stepping or what. You look at him, it's like, what are you doing? You're missing your block. You're getting bull rush, stuff that we're not used to seeing Jason Peters do. So it's many occasions until they actually physically took him out. They didn't take him out because of injury. They took him out because of poor play. And it's about time they took him out because of poor play.
Man, it was. You sent me the clip too. I mean, I watched the game over, but you sent me specifically a guy who featured what he was doing the last game, and I can't even say that was. That didn't even look like that didn't look like a former Pro Bowler getting old. That looked like he man, he looked like he forgot how to play football. He
Correct.
looked like he forgot how to play tackle. It looked to me, and you know me, I'm a fan. We fans, right? It
Mhm.
looked to me as if he hung out all night the night before, partying or something,
Mhm.
and came and tried to play the game. That's how it looked. I mean, he looked so out of whack. Like he was slow to he was just missing assignments. And oh my goodness, it was horrible. It hurt my eyes to watch him in that tape,
Yeah.
man.
It was
He looked worse than what's that guy that played early in the year and we had to
Jamon
cut him?
Brown. Oh no, no,
Yeah,
no, no,
oh,
no,
he
no,
looked
no, no,
like
no,
that.
no, no,
He
no, no.
did. He did.
Yeah,
Pat, I'm
actually,
telling you, he looked
I think
like
he
that.
has. I think he did. I actually kind of agree with you on that one because it was the play that Jason Kelsey got injured on, and I said this right after in the post game. The play that he got injured on. Now I had to go back and look at it. So it was supposed to be a combination block. He completely whiffed on his block. So therefore, I'm gonna call him Shady McCoy. Miles Sanders had to bounce it inside the block. All Jason Peters had to do was to block the linebacker coming down. He just looked at him. It literally looked like he was watching the play. If Jason Peters misses block, somebody else picked it up. All he had to do was block down. Miles Sanders couldn't bounce it outside and got some big yards. No, he stood there and looked at the play like it was me and you watching the game.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, it was horrible, man. But that's
But you know what's frightening? What was so like concerning about Jason Peters? It's not Jason Peters himself. We all know he's not playing well. He's diminished. His skills are gone. It's the coach still having belief in this guy being the starting left tackle. That
right.
press conference this week was so horrible in so many different ways. Being confident in a left tackle that was pro football focused, worse offensive lineman, not tackle, worse offensive lineman this week. That's very concerning.
Yeah,
If
it's
you don't
very
see
concerning.
if you don't see the deficiencies that you have as a head coach or as an offensive coordinator, I know you don't want to call these players out because you're a player's coach, but at the same time, there has to be some some discipline, some like you know what, you can't play this position. Just like you did with Jamon Brown. They understood he couldn't play. They had to throw him in there, but all of a sudden they got rid of him after the game because they had somebody else that could play the position. Jason Peters can't play that position any longer.
No, he needs to sit down and let Jordan Mailata play because I know you don't want to give up on the season because even as a fan, as much as I know this team is not good and all that. As a fan, I still root for every Sunday. I keep telling you it's like Christmas. I'm expecting the PlayStation 5, but I keep getting a hula hoop. But even with that, I still come back the next Sunday expecting the PlayStation 5. So
Mhm.
I can see why they don't totally give up on this season. And maybe that's why they don't play Jordan Mailata. But at this point, even if you are still chasing the division title and the playoff berth, your best left tackle is not Jason Peters. So I say
Not
play the
close.
young guy and not in the sense of playing him to see to give him develop him or whatever and give up on the season. But at this point, you're playing him because he's the best left tackle right now. He is.
Yes.
And even with the mistakes he makes, he has to learn that because Jason Peters is no way in this world he's coming back next year, and you got to get this guy ready to play next year. So let him get in there and get his experience. He didn't play bad the times he was in there, and at this point he's playing better than Jason Peters. So let this young man play. Let's put our best players on the field. If that's what you're saying, you still have something to fight for, then put your best players out there and let's go out there. And Jason Peters is not that guy anymore. He's just not.
I
Let me go
totally
to some
agree.
comments out there, man. A lot of people are commenting on that. First of all, as far as what's on the menu, JR says he had turkey, green bean casserole, stuffing, mashed potatoes, Hawaiian bread, cranberry. Sounds good. Sounds good. Ted Wiggins says he had smoked turkey leg, dressing, spaghetti, potato salad, and greens. Spaghetti, that's a little different from what I'm used to anyway on Thanksgiving. I'm not even going to put my buddy, he put up there roasted eagle wings. Forget it. Shut up.
I
Okay.
had greens, beans, tomatoes, walks.
Nelson Hunter
You
said happy
name it.
Thanksgiving
Happy Thanksgiving.
for all y'all do. 100 from Columbus, Ohio. Thank you, Nelson. We appreciate that. Sulema said her son didn't want turkey this year, so they had brisket and sausage, and it was delicious. Sound delicious.
Sound
Eddie's out
delicious.
there. He's doing that Stella Rosa. Okay,
I'll be
I
right
see
back.
that. Irish coffee is what JR is drinking. Coming down. Timothy says, "What happened to the quick slants, RPOs, and draws?" Well, that's my next point. Is we talk about how bad Carson Wentz is playing, and I think I said it. I don't know if I said in the post game or pregame on Sunday, but I said that it's not totally Carson Wentz. We know he's broken. He is broken, and broken is giving him the benefit of the doubt. Actually, broken. And we come down hard on Carson when Carson plays bad. But when I'm saying broken, this is more of, in a backwards way, it's more of a compliment because when I say he's broken, what I mean is I think is that he can be fixed. I don't think he has regressed to the point where he's just a horrible quarterback, as his statistics and this year's statistics especially show that he's a below average quarterback. I don't think that he's a below average quarterback. I just think he's broken and he can be fixed. And I stand on what I say. I don't think that he's going to be fixed by this coaching staff. I think this coaching staff is what helped break him. But with that being said, Doug Peterson could really, really help him. He could fix him. He has the power to fix him, but he continues not to. He continues to put him in bad situations where he doesn't help him out at all. Like we saw the drive, and we talked about it in the post game, but we saw the opening drive, heavy run. They ran the ball right down the field, and save for the fumble, inside the 5. That was an impressive drive. That was a productive drive. And then he goes away from the run again, and he puts the ball in Carson's hands, and he lets him pass the ball,
Yeah.
unbelievable amount of time. I mean, like, he could help that guy. He could help Carson by running that ball. And we talked about how many ways the run games help Carson. He gets the ball out of his hand. He doesn't have to feel like he has to pull the game out himself. Correct. He doesn't have the weight of the team on his shoulder when he has a successful running game behind him. And even when he does have to go back to pass, now he has the benefit or the advantage of play action pass now. So that opens up some things for him. So Doug Peterson can help fix him right now just with his play calling. I'm not even talking about what he could be doing with him in practice and working on his mechanics and having him and treating him like a rookie essentially, because at this point, this is what you need to do. You need to treat him like a rookie, and he needs to be taking extra snaps, extra reps on just technique alone. And I don't care if he completes the pass. If it's not good techniques, run it again. Run it again. Yeah. until you're releasing the ball, until your feet are set, until you're releasing it with the right mechanics and all that. That's how you fix them coaching wise. I don't have a lot of confidence in that. But save that, he could help him a lot if Doug Peterson just improved in his play calling and his play design, and not put so much of the pressure on Carson's shoulders by allowing him to pass the ball 40 to 50 times a game. Oh, my goodness. Doug Peterson, and I always say it, I love the guy, but I think it's about time.
You know what?
I think it's about time.
After that press conference, when he was so wishy-washy in his statements about Jason Peters starting, about him still being committed to Carson Wentz, it got to a point in my mind where I say, you know what, this guy has no clue about football. He has no football awareness. I understand he played in this game. He's a backup quarterback, but he has no football awareness. Football awareness will tell you that Jason Peters is cooked. He is terrible.
Yeah, he is cooked. Jason Peters is cooked. Doug Peterson is cooked. You know what I'm saying?
Run the ball.
Doug Peterson is cooked also.
They ran the ball a total of 6 times in the second half. I thought it was only 3 times. They ran the ball a total of 6 times in the second half. 6 times. That
and the
makes
game was still
absolutely
within reach
no
too.
sense.
It wasn't a 20-point lead or anything where we had to go to the pass either. Like we were still in position where we could be effective running the ball. Like we weren't in a dire desperate situation when he went to the pass, and that just baffles me again, man. And that's just further proof to me that I think he needs to go. Now, somebody says, do you believe Laurie is going to make big changes? I believe that if it keeps going the way it's been going the last 2 games, and these are some tough games we have coming up, and although they are winnable, we're probably going to be the underdogs in all of them. We're not going to be favored in any of those games. We're probably not going to be favored again, and even then we might not even be favored. But we're not going to be favored again until we face another NFC East team. You know, we're not going to be favored against Seattle. We're not going to be favored against Green Bay. We're not going to be favored against the Saints. It's not until we see the Cowboys and the Redskins again that we have a chance to be favored. And by that time, I don't even know if we'll be favored then, because, you know, these guys, everybody's playing better than us. Everyone in the division playing. Even this game right here. This is not. I know this is 2 NFC East teams, but they're playing. I mean, they're competing.
They're balling.
Their offensive play designs and play calling is creative, and I'm watching Washington, even the Cowboys. You know, they everybody's playing better than us. Everyone's playing better than us.
Yeah, I have to totally agree with you, man. It's just our play calling. I know we ended the quarter, but I gotta say this before we go and actually physically end the quarter. When Doug Peterson said Alshon Jeffrey is part of the offense, this dude had 5 snaps. 5 snaps. What you mean he's part of the offense? He was throwing the ball about 3 or 4 times since he came back and hasn't had a reception since.
No, he hasn't. So let's end this quarter, man. Let's end this quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, we're going into the second quarter. You're watching Eagles Talk by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. We like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. I am partaking in the Crown Royale, coming back off of a month of sobriety.
So I got to say this. I'm doing Make It Smart, but you know, when I came back from a month, sober October, when I came back, we was doing double shots.
Oh, my goodness. Double shots. No, that ain't make you do double shots the first week.
Yes,
I
you
did
did
not.
That's when we had our first guest on.
No, we were off. We were off the next week when you did the double shots. It wasn't the first week. We was off at the bye. It was right before the bye week. It wasn't then. All right, look. Here we go. Down the hatch, everybody. Let me know what you're drinking out there. I got see Ted's up on the screen. Here we go. Down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right, Ted Wiggins says, we're drinking lemon martinis, walk me downs, and Long Beach tea.
What are
what's a walk me downs?
Tell me
what's in a walk me down. I'm curious. We haven't been the same since we let Blunt go. Yeah, I agree with that.
We brought up Elijah Holyfield. He was a power back that he's supposed to replace Corey Clement because Clement was on the COVID list, and he didn't get an offensive snap.
I'm not even mad about that. I'm not mad about it either,
but at the same time, don't you Sean talk about this all the time. You gotta put yourself in a position to run the ball once in a blue moon. Man, listen, we averaged the whole game, we averaged 4.1 yards per carry. And I said, if you run the ball 3 times, you averaging 4 yards a carry, it's a first down every single time, correct?
Right. Well, that's why I'm not mad, because even without that power back, we were moving the ball on the ground. So I'm not really mad that we didn't have a power back in there. I'm just mad that we didn't run the ball more. Now, we ran the ball 30, 40 times and we wasn't getting yards. Then maybe I would be like, all right, well, where's the power back? But with the backs we had, we were moving the ball. And I don't know why you keep going away from the run. We remember our Super Bowl year when that game when, and I'm keep expecting this too, and I know I got to stop looking into the past, but I keep expecting this to happen every game. Like he's going to wake up, like after that Kansas City game in 2017, when he ran the ball like 4 times the whole game, and then after that the light bulb went off, or more accurately, Frank Wright probably said, "Look, Doug, we need to run the ball." You know what I'm saying? We always go back to Frank Wright, man, and he had an impressive win. Last week too. He continues to do it, man. Every time I see the Colts uh, and him leading that team. I'm like, dude, that was our. He was
Mhm.
our guy. He was the key to our Super Bowl.
He
Um,
draws people up to get open. He draw plays up to get open. I mean, he has an offensive coordinator, but the input that he and his offensive coordinator goes back and forth, and these plays are efficient plays. Now, mind you, yes, he has a Hall of Fame quarterback in Phillip Rivers. I can't deny that to that man. That man's he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He has a very stout offensive line. Probably one of the top 5 offensive lines in the NFL,
oh,
maybe
the
top 3.
Cowboys are getting their behinds. They're getting their asses handed to them. And I'm always happy to see the Cowboys lose, but in this
Yeah.
instance here, it's another division rival, so I can't be but so
And
happy.
they had one game up against us because they beat us.
Yeah, they're going to be up. All right, so and not only that though, Pat. I know he has a Hall of Fame quarterback, but more importantly, because Philip Rivers was not playing like he's playing in the first couple games this year.
No.
So the importance or the coaching, the leader of men attribute that Frank Wright has, it comes in. He fixed Philip Rivers to from the first 2-3 games
Mhm.
to the way he's playing now. He got with Philip Rivers and he fixed him.
Yeah.
He got him on the same page he was on, and then I don't know if he catered some of the offense to him or he convinced him, dude, run this offense like this. Same thing he did with Carson when he was here.
Mhm.
There were reports he would tell Carson, just run the play the way it's designed, okay? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So he's like, he has that repertoire, being an ex-quarterback himself, to be able to talk to the quarterbacks and get them to listen to what he has to say. And I don't suppose it's always in the most kind way. He's not offering ice cream like Doug Peterson. He's sometimes it's probably that, yo, dude, run the effing play like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stop with this bullshit and do what I just told you to do.
I
And
mean, that's
because he's
needed.
done
These
it.
are men. You can't
Right.
sugarcoat nothing with these are men. If you're over there not cursing in front of these men, they're gonna think you soft. I don't care who you think you are. If you're not over there getting somebody's ass, literally like yo, you're not running this play. You got to sit down. You got to sit your ass down. Like
Right.
these
Right.
players are not gonna respect you. They're not going, even though there are multiple reports talking about he is a player coach. He does get after players here and there, but we don't see it. The one thing I did see this past game, being as though that Prestilla wasn't able to travel with the team, Doug Peterson was talking to Carson Wentz a little bit more on the sideline, which is a plus. And
Yeah.
but at the same time, as a head coach, you have more duties, more responsibilities to take care of, and that's why I always thought that they need to give up those responsibilities. I had a question up there on the screen. I don't know if you can go
Yeah.
back to it. I wanted to ask you the question because it was actually a good question.
Well, answer it for a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, James Ashfield. Let me go up there real quick. Bring this one back up. I'm gonna get back to you for
Yeah.
Pressberry. Um, so James Ashfield said, "You guys remember when I asked you about Deuce taking over the OC duties? Do you think Deuce should get his shot now?" We always said that Doug Peterson needs to have a. Oh wow, did he have an interception? Needs to have a offensive coordinator, and anything, Deuce Stilly should be the offensive coordinator. But at the same time, we really got to understand something about this game here. Deuce Stilly is not going to get that opportunity. Because if Doug Peterson doesn't relinquish his offensive play call and duties, he will get fired at the end of the season or next season. And Deuce Staley is complacent of where he is now. Does that mean that he doesn't want to be a head coach? He might want to be a head coach. He might not want the chance to be that offensive coordinator. He might not want to go that route. He might just want to be a head coach or be a running backs coach. That's what his heart desire might be at.
All right. Well, you know what? He said, I see the question. You guys remember when I asked you about Deuce taking over? Do you think Deuce? I think Deuce should get a shot now. I think he should get, if not OC position, I think he should get his opportunity to call plays because obviously it needs to be taken out of Doug's hand at this point right here.
Yes.
But so I would say, I would advocate for him to call plays, give him a shot at least. You know what I'm saying? And Doug should be open to try that too. I was listening to talk radio this weekend, and I heard one of the hosts talk about
I gotta write that down.
one of the callers made mention about dysfunction in the locker room, and the hosts were like, "No, there's no dysfunction and all." And I don't totally disagree. There's dysfunction in that organization.
It is.
Anytime you have your players coming to you, and you can't tell them, "Luke, dude, we just lost our starting left tackle. You're moving to left tackle." You have to wait for them to come in and volunteer to play left tackle. That's a problem. That's dysfunction. You have no control over your team. We know that Doug Peterson was hired as a figurehead. Howie Roseman handpicked Doug Peterson after Chip Kelly left the building because Chip Kelly had usurped his power and had him shipped off to the corner office, and he had no more power. So when he got back in the position of power, he didn't want a strong-willed coach anymore that could possibly do the same thing to him again. So he handpicked a yes guy or somebody he could micromanage in Doug Peterson. He even hired his coaches. He hired some of his coaches for him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's not too many coaches coming in with their own, their independent, strong-willed mind going to let you put together their coaching staff. He hired the defensive coordinator before he hired Doug.
Yeah.
So Doug's authority has always been usurped by Howie Roseman, and it's now starting to bite him in the butt now because, and then you can't tell me that with that type of setup there's no dysfunction. You can't tell me with that type of organizational setup that the players are not seeing this, that a person like JP could say, "I'm not playing on the left side unless y'all give me more money." And then when he makes comments in press conferences saying, "You tell Lane he can't play." No, you tell him, Doug. You're the coach. If he's hurt and he can't play, you tell him. Don't ask us to tell him. That's not our job. It's your job. Yeah. So with that type of mentality going around, that is dysfunction in itself, man. That is dysfunction in itself. You can't, and Doug, I'm sorry, he got us what we always wanted, a Super Bowl win. We got that, and I'm thankful for that. But Doug, he's got to go. I'm sorry, Doug. You made the best out of what you were given and the situation you were put in. I'm not even saying it's all your fault, being that you took the job under those circumstances, because a lot of head coaches, Jim Harbaugh had never come into a situation when Howie is trying to tell him who he's going to hire on his coaching staff. But albeit you did come in and you won us the Super Bowl. We thank you for that. But it's time to go, Doug. I'm sorry. You're not the guy anymore for this team. And I told you on Sunday that think about it. If this team does not rally and not make some type of comeback like they've done the past 2 years to make it into the playoffs, it's going to be because they lost an emotional leader in the locker room, and that was Malcolm Jenkins. And Doug Peterson, although I really do think the players in the locker room like him because he's a player's coach, he does not have the acumen to lead to get tough with these guys and have them have the on switch on for the entire year. They seem to turn it on at certain times, and we need a coach we need a coach like Tomlin that's going to have his guys turn the switch on at the beginning of the year, and play like that throughout the year.
Go get Coward, man.
Yeah, we need leader of men, Doug. And I'm not saying you're not leader of men, but we need a different type of leader of men. Let's see what the people are saying in the chat room.
The walk me down. I took a picture of that.
I'm sorry, I left it up there a long time. All right, Miles. Yeah, I think Nick executed off better than Carlson. Read the defense better than Carlson, but Doug has no say in personnel. Yeah, he really doesn't. He's a figurehead, man.
He is.
JR says Howie's still living off the trade up to get Wentz. Yes, and the Super Bowl too. Let's give him his fair share. He's living off the Super Bowl too. Yeah, and if it doesn't work out with Deuce, they can scrap the whole thing and start off next year with the new staff. Now, getting back to the Deuce thing, what I think, like if they lose like the next 2-3 games, I say let him go. I know that's not going to happen because he won the Super Bowl and they just have too much respect for him. But I would say let him go right now after this third game, after we lose to Seattle, Green Bay, and the Saints, let him go. Promote Deuce Staley to head coach. Let him see how he plays how he coaches the last 3 or 4 games, and make a decision from there. But yeah, so there has to be major changes in this offseason if this continues the way it's going now. This is you can't come back from this, man.
Yeah.
Here we go. Do you think Lurie might be getting involved possibly like JJ or Dan Snyder does? Well, I think after what happened with Chip Kelly, I think he is a little bit more hands-on than he was with Andy Reid.
Yeah.
After he saw what Chip Kelly did, and they talk about the emotional intelligence of Chip Kelly and how the atmosphere was around the building with Chip Kelly. I think he's not that type of guy, first of all. So I think he said to himself he's going to be more hands-on to ensure that type of environment does not go on in his organization again. But Doug is a little too loose. There has to be a medium where we can meet and have a coach has more backbone than Doug and has more authority than Doug, because I don't think Doug has all the authority that
Doug
he
needs to be a head coach and rather give up those. We say this every week, dude. We say the same thing every week. It's basically we're beating the same drum.
All right, let's end this quarter. We got a lot of comments out there I want to get to.
The end of the quarter.
All right, so you are watching Eagles Talk, the number one Eagles coverage show on Facebook by fans, for fans, Eagles fans, that is. And we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, as we drink libations.
We get drunk.
As we get drunk. So this week I am returning to the shot-taking world, and I am drinking a Crown Royale. And I'm into the third quarter, and I'm still taking shots. Let me know what you're taking out there. And just let me know your thoughts on how the rest of the season is going to go, man. Start this third quarter. I'm sorry.
You're now listening to the third quarter.
All right, so here we are to our Philadelphia Eagles, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. Down the hatch, 3, 2, 1.
As we drinking out these nice Eagles Talk glasses, I show you every week.
Yeah, every week. Thanks to JT for blessing us with the Eagles glasses.
Yeah, that make us smart, boy. I'll tell you one thing about that.
Yeah, boy, I'm gonna tell you. All right, so let me start off with some comments. John Wade says, guys, I'm all for a coaching change, no matter who is at quarterback. And believe me, if you bring in the right coach, I think our quarterback can be fixed. Believe me, I do think it's possible. You bring in a quarterback-friendly coach. I mean, a quarterback guru, someone like a Frank Wright or who's another guy?
There's some
Sean
guys
Payton,
out there.
or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's some guys out there.
There's some guys in the college ranks that need to get opportunities to be on the level of the pro football as an offensive coordinator, maybe even head coach here and there. There's some innovative offenses out there that we need to start looking at. And one thing Jeffrey Lurie did say. If this office doesn't change, if this doesn't change, he's willing to blow it back up. Somebody will lose their job at the end of the season. We have to win the division. As fans, we look at it like, do we really want to win this division? But at the same time, as a former player, and as you know, no matter how bad our team is, I always want to win the division, regardless of how bad our team is. I always want to win the division, and the way we've been drafting is. It's not something to say, oh, let's get a top 5 pick, because we might mess that pick up.
All right, here's a good question. Let's answer this one. Mike Hines says, is it possible that good coaching talent just doesn't want to work under Lurie Roseman back office?
They said the guy that was going after offensive coordinator didn't want to work under Doug Peterson because Doug Peterson didn't want to relinquish the offensive coordinator duties.
Right, yeah, well, and that makes a lot of sense. We talked about that. That makes who would want to come in? I mean, the head coaching. I mean, offensive coordinators. There's two type of mentalities, right? You got the younger, up and coming coaching talent that are working their way up the coaching tree to possibly be head coaches, right? Then you have your older ones like Norv Turner, who have had head coaching jobs and at this point in their career they're complacent with being an offensive coordinator and controlling the offense. The young talent, the next McVays and the such, and that coach in Arizona, those types, they're not coming here with a head coach who's not going to allow them to call plays because they are looking to make the next, the next step up the coaching tree. And you can't do that if you come in as an OC and you're not allowed to call the plays that you're designing. You're not allowed to
Yeah,
put your
yeah.
your fingerprint on the offense totally. No, you're right. So we lost out on a lot of that young talent
Mhm.
that was not coming because Doug Peterson said he's still going to call the plays. Now, as far as now this, I think his question is talking about like it's head coaches too because I don't think that there was
I don't.
people knocking down the door when they
Yeah.
hired Doug Peterson. I don't think there were coaches knocking down the door because of the
Well,
Laurie Roseman
no.
regime.
They had some good coaches that came here, and out of those coaches that came here, like we got the best one out the bunch. Let's be real. During that 2016, going into the 2016 season, we got the best coach out of the 5 coaches that were available. Okay, let's be honest about that. I don't want to relive that because all those coaches are now somewhere else. All those
Yeah,
coaches are somewhere else, and Doug Peterson is the only one that survived that. And we thought he was the worst hire. So throw that out the
he
window.
wasn't the best talent though.
He might not have been the best
He was
talent,
the best fit. He
but he
wasn't the
was the
best
best
talent.
fit, and he was able to surround himself with people. And I always say this: I don't want to be the smartest person in the room.
He wasn't the
I
one that surrounded himself with that talent.
That's true. And
How he
again,
was, you know what I mean?
how he has the ability, Jeffrey Lurie has the ability to say, Doug, we going to they have a coach, they have an offensive coaching trust. Give one of these guys the offensive duties. Say, Doug Peterson, if you don't want to relinquish his offensive play calling duties, I'm gonna fire you right now and give it to one of these guys. Let's stop sugarcoating this stuff, man. This is
I mean, they
Philadelphia. You
already
work
did
hard
it. That's
for it.
the reason why we were even in a search for offensive
I'm talking
coordinator.
about this year. I'm talking about this year. Right
Okay,
now, we got like 17 offensive brain trust guys up there. If Doug Peterson doesn't want to relinquish the duties this week and say, you know what, I'm gonna be the head coach and give him my offensive coordinator duties up to him. I might consult with him here and there with different plays, but I'm gonna give it up. If he doesn't do that after this week, you need to fire his butt. I'm sorry. I love the guy for bringing the Super Bowl to our land that we never seen in my 37 years of life. But shut up. But my wife said 37. But the same thing is being said is that you cannot. I've been saying this for a very long time. You cannot be a head coach and be an offensive coordinator at the same time when you have so many duties and responsibilities. You need to give that job up. I don't care how much hands-on you want to be on the offense. If you want to be on the offense all the time, give up the head coach job and just be the offensive coordinator. Let somebody else be the head coach.
you can do it though, but he can't do it.
Name me
There
one
are
person
some
that won a
can do
Super
it.
Bowl in the past 10 years that was a head coach and offensive coordinator. I'll wait.
No, I didn't say offensive coordinator. I mean calling plays. Andy Reid calls plays for Kansas City. Believe that.
No, Eric Bellamy calls the place. He's an offensive coordinator. He's
No,
straight
you
up
can
offensive coordinator.
go back to the last game you see, and you when they do the sideline shot. Look who's calling. Look who's calling the plays. Look who has the play sheet and calling the plays. Talking to
He
the
has a
quarterback.
play sheet. He's talking to Eric Bellamy. Eric Bellamy, he's calling the plays.
So he had the play sheet, and he's telling Aaron Bieniemy what play to call. I'm not going to argue this. It's I'm
It's
just
Andy
telling.
Reid. Doug
All
Peters is
right,
not
all
Andy
right.
Reid, all right?
All right,
Andy
that's
Reid.
what
Andy Reid.
I agree
perfected
with
that,
you.
man.
I agree with you,
Andy
but I'm
Reid
just saying it
perfected that,
can be
man.
done. But he can't do it. Doug cannot do it. We know that. Doug cannot
Doug
do it.
can't do it. He can't. He
Um,
can't chew gum and walk down the street at the same time.
How long does that Super Bowl win keeps Doug's job? I think it.
One more year. This is last
seriously,
year. We said 5 years, right? Didn't we say 5 years?
You said 5 years. I said it should be shorter. If you're not producing, I think it just should be shorter. I don't think you should get a 5-year pass just because you won the Super Bowl because you still have a organization to run, and you're going to let it go down when you see the ship sinking in the third year. You're going to allow 2 more years for like damn no. Like let's stop this. Let's stop the water now. Like come on. So let's end this like now, dude. Let's get them out of here.
Like,
You know, I love you, Doug,
Shit.
but you know you have a
Time.
lot to prove. You don't you're a little stubborn, and I understand that, and I guess if it is your job on the line, so if it's my job, I would try anything. I would probably try anything, but Another way to look at it is if I'm going to lose my job, I guess I'm going to go out with no bullets in my gun. So I'm going to stick to my beliefs and do it my way. And if I get fired, then I'll get fired off of that. Maybe that's what he's thinking. I don't know. But if
you
it was
better
me,
call better plays, man.
I would be like, yo,
Listen,
look,
Dante.
maybe I do. I got it
Dark
wrong.
Knight.
I got it wrong.
Dark Knight. That play where Carson Wentz threw it up to Alshon Jeffrey, right? That's a 3-man route. And it was specific play for Alshon Jeffrey. It was a specific play for Alshon Jeffrey. Regardless of what else broke open, it was a specific play for Alshon. Why is he in your play calls?
Right.
Listen,
All
even though we talk about, even though we talk, I know we want to get to this one. Even though we talking about John Hightower, how bad he missed some catches, is he Aguilar 2.0 in Philadelphia? He still gave you production.
Mm-hmm. Well, City Dwell, he's watching on Periscope. Thanks a lot. Doug was handcuffed from day one. He doesn't get to make the call to bench the quarterback. And he doesn't. I don't think he does get the call to bench the quarterback. But guess what? I don't think the quarterback should be benched. I really don't. I don't think the quarterback should be benched. I think that Doug needs to make better play calling decisions and let him play through that. I agree. Maybe now, don't get me wrong. Like for a half or something like that, yeah, maybe for a half.
It worked with Donovan.
Yeah, it worked with Donovan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe for a half just to sit him down and then shake him up a little bit and let him know that, like, dude, you can sit down too. But I think that some of his brokenness is Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson is actually the one who broke him. So I think that, you know what I'm saying? I think that he can fix him too if he just makes better play calling decisions, man.
Yeah.
Stop with this stuff. And then you know, another reason that when we see like Nick Foles come in the game at times, we always talked about how Doug changed the offense to cater to what Nick Foles did best, but we're not seeing that now. Like we don't see Doug run the plays or cater this offense to help Carson out and make him look better. He is definitely you called it Sunday.
Yep.
We should have been running the offense that the Browns were running for Mayfield. We should be rolling them out.
We should be out once.
We should be heavily dependent upon the run and then play action pass and roll him out. That's the offense that we should have been running for our quarterback. But Doug is like he's stuck on fitting Carson Wentz a square peg into a round hole. Yeah. Change the play. He cannot do those things that you're asking him to do right now. So simplify it, make it easy, take the ball out of his hands as much as you can by running the ball and roll him out because you know he's better. He's more accurate on the run and do some of those things, Doug.
I want to say this, Dante. We lived through this. We lived through Randall Cunningham and Rich Kotite, right? Rich Kotite tried to turn the ultimate weapon. Even read that the magazine, Sports Illustrated. The ultimate weapon. He tried to turn the ultimate weapon into a pocket quarterback.
Yeah.
He said, "I don't want you to run. I want you to be a pocket quarterback." And that was the worst thing at the time. It's the same thing when you're trying to take Michael Vick, his athletic ability. He got a great arm, and you want to keep him in the pocket. All right, Carson Wentz makes better plays. He's very accurate when you're outside of the pocket. You cannot go a whole game and keep this man in the pocket any longer. He's better outside of the pocket, making plays for this offense. That Browns offense, when they start running the ball, and we were running the ball way better than the Browns. Once they got that 70-yard run, yes, their clip went higher. But besides that 70-yard run, we shut them down. All right? So we were running. We had over 100 yards rushing as a team, 25 rushes. They're already set up to play action, the rollouts. That should have been, if you got these guys in your offensive play trust, they're supposed to marry the running with the play action.
Oh, I got to stop right now. We're no longer in first place anymore.
I don't care.
And we're probably not going to be in first place for a very long, if not for the rest of the season.
You know what?
The Washington Redskins are now in first place. And
I got to do this. I got to do this for you.
Don't get mad at me for being a realist here. I'm just being real. We're not in first place, and so now our because I used to hate to hear this.
Oh, he's
Um,
second at least.
people will be
Are we
like,
second? Yeah, we are second. Yeah,
we are
we are.
second right now. But we look horrible. We look like shit on Sunday, and people are
We
like, "What?
do.
But we're still in first place."
I
Well,
can't
now
believe
we
people
can't
keep
say that
saying
anymore.
that. Like
You know what I mean?
can't
So
you
you
can't
can't
say
use
that.
that
Yeah.
anymore. All right.
You can't
So
say,
we're
you
not
can't
in
say that
first place.
terminology. We're like we're on first place. Like, dude, we suck. We had 3-5, 3-6
Yes.
and 1. And you talking about we still in first place. This is the worst division in football. They were considering not letting this.
Historically, this is
They were
historically.
considering not letting the division winner have a home game in this season.
They took us off of Madden. If you go check Madden right now, the
Come on,
NFC
man.
East is not on Madden. They
We
took us
there, man.
off Madden. I'm telling you.
I had to go look at it because we there.
Go refresh your page right now. Go refresh it.
Yo, I gotta say this though. The Washington football team did beat the brakes off the Dallas Cowgirls. With all that talent that they have on that offensive side of the ball, even with Andy Dalton, they're not able to muster up anything because of injuries of the offensive line. That speaks volumes. When your offensive line is injured and you're not able to do anything with the weapons they have, just look
Right.
at us. Look at us.
Yeah.
I mean, Brandon Brooks. I mean, he's fighting. He's running now. He's sprinting. This guy is sprinting. He just had a torn Achilles like 3-4 months ago. He's out there doing.
Oh yeah. He's about to come back.
He's about to say, you know what? I need to come. He's on P. He's not even on IR. He's on PUP.
Yeah, he's
That is
amazing, man. That's
crazy.
2 season-ending injuries that he's come back in record time, and way ahead of schedule. So we end the quarter yet?
I'm
Hey
ending it
Sue,
right
happy Thanksgiving. I'm talking about happy anniversary. Yeah, the 3 shots are getting to me. All right,
Let me end the quarter, man. Let me end the quarter, man.
All right.
And that's the end of the
See, you
quarter.
gotta understand when we used to do the cast and send it out, we had to shut up during the
Yeah.
first quarter and the quarter. I'm trying to get Dante to stop talking, but he got the Rams because he's been drinking.
All right, so here we go. The beginning of the fourth quarter.
You're now listening to the fourth quarter.
All right, and you're watching Eagles Talk by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. We like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite drinks, libations. We get drunk. Yes, we drink. We drink here, and we drink our sorrows away because our team sucks right now. So we join us
These are my
in getting
combinations.
drunk on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. Sue is out there, and she says Happy Thanksgiving. Sue, come on, get your pickleback shot ready. We're doing shots right now.
Oh, can we get a pickleback?
I don't have any pickle juice right now.
I
so
do.
You don't have Irish whiskey though. I mean,
I
that's
do
what you're
have. I
supposed
do
to
got
do it.
Jameson. I got
Oh
Jameson
yeah, that's
over there.
right. That's right. You keep it. All right. So anyway, join us.
Wait
as
a
we
minute. I'm
take
gonna give me some Irish whiskey and do me a pickleback.
All right, now I'm the one that's drunk. Okay, he wants to stop the show and he wants to go get a pickleback. All right.
You know what? No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna
Here
do
we
it.
go.
Yes, I'm.
Here we go. I'm doing. If you can get it
I will
together.
drink it. Yeah, I'm
All right.
getting
If
it.
you have a server over there, your beautiful wife is able to serve you.
I
So
hope,
that's great.
It's a good thing she's not watching the show right now.
All right.
I love you, babe.
I didn't put it. I didn't say it in a disparaging way. I said you have a beautiful server over there. Your lovely wife.
Yes,
Drinking
she's
wine.
awesome.
That's what Sue is drinking. Enjoying the cow turds getting blown out. Loving it. Yeah, I did. I love that part, but it's kind of like bittersweet because it was a division rival, and so now they're in first place, and they hold the tiebreaker over us so far because we haven't played them again. All right.
Jameson too.
Ted says, "Thank you guys for doing the show. Thank you for
Thank
tuning
you, man,
in."
for tuning in.
So I think did I talk long enough to stall for you to get your shot? You got your shot.
The pickleback is coming up right now.
All right, so he has.
I'm about to get the bottle of Jameson right now off the bar.
All right, he's getting the bottle.
Yo,
of
man,
Jameson.
you gotta come by, man. I know we've been doing this remote show since COVID, and we haven't been able to be around each other for a very long period of time. And I got a pool table.
yeah.
Here comes the
Beat
Jameson
Seattle,
right now.
We're back in. Beat Seattle, and we're back in first. Forever the eternal optimist. Yes, I'm optimistic too. Not right now because this is this is a review show over our past game, and in our past game we look like shit. That's
All right.
all I can say. We
I
look
want
like
to talk
shit.
about Jalen Mills in the fourth quarter. How about
All
that?
right, so we'll do that. All right, so here we go. You ready? You got your
Yep.
pickleback ready?
I got my pickle back.
All right, so here we go. Everybody raise your drinks to our Philadelphia Eagles, and more importantly, to Thanksgiving, the holiday. I'm so thankful for you guys being
Yeah.
in the room and following us and keep continuing to support the show, man, because we do it for you guys. This is a show that was born out of just wanting to do something for the fans. I hear so many broadcast journalists and the professionals and all that. And although you have the talk shows, they allow the fans to speak. I just thought us as regular fans would come on and talk to other regular fans and not talk at you, but talk with you. That's why we put your comments on there. And pretty soon we're going to have you guys call into the show too, because we like to interact with the fans. And I think we have
Yes.
some of the more
Yes.
knowledgeable fans in the NFL. So that's why we do this show. And I'm thankful for you guys for following us and supporting us. So here we go. Let's take this down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
Yo, that never gets old, regardless of where we
It
at.
doesn't.
Listen,
All right,
we could be 2 and 16. I mean 2 and 15. As long as we beat Dallas twice.
Look, JR said it's nice to see Ronald Darby getting beat in Washington like he did here.
Oh,
Yes,
man,
that was
I had a conversation
so.
about that. Somebody said because they say that Ronald Darby was a better corner because he left Philadelphia, he was put in a better offense. But he did the same
I
thing
didn't see
that he
today.
did when he was with us. He has the speed. He was stride to stride with Cooper. Looked at the ball, looked at it, and watched it go into Cooper's hands.
Yes. Right. He still sucks. And,
Yeah, he sucks.
And they picked on him actually today.
They did.
They picked on him. John Wade says, best show on Facebook. Thank you. We appreciate it. Richard Boo says, thank you all for doing the show. Thank you, Richard, for showing
Appreciate
up every
you,
time
man.
we come on, man. We appreciate that.
We gotta get him
Yes,
on. We gotta get Richard on.
I did hear about our buddy Mike, the owner, co-owner of the Celtic Pub down here in Smyrna, Delaware, passed away. Our condolences
man.
go out to his lovely wife and all the staff at the Celtic. That's one of my watering holes, and I know they're suffering a great loss, and I feel for you guys, man. My prayers go out. While I'm on that, I have to give a shout out to one of where I grew up, Vernon Road, Mount Airy, Uptown Philadelphia. One of our legends passed away a couple weeks ago. One, Eric Bolin. I'd like to give my condolences to everybody from the Vernon Road family and his brother Ebo, who come on this program sometimes. He's the one that always asks, "Why aren't you guys on ESPN?" Well, Kenny, our hearts go out to you for the loss of your brother. He was definitely an Uptown legend. So condolences there too.
Definitely.
Sue, we need to give him a shout out. Yeah, I just did. Sue, I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Sidney Jones and Rasul Douglas are playing good.
I want to get
Is
into
that
this.
Swartz's fault for not coaching them up? All right, go
So
ahead.
Dante, back in 2017 when we was at the NFL draft, and after the first round, we went in the second round, and we drafted Sidney Jones. You don't remember this, but you text me. We drafted Sidney Jones, and my response was to you: "This is going to be a future pick. When healthy, he's the best draft in the best corner in the draft." Then the third round came around. We got Rasul Douglas. He said, "Rasul Douglas, did we just drafted like our number 1 and 2 corners for the future?" This is your text to me.
Uh-huh.
My response to you said, "Possibly. If these guys could play up to the billing of their picks, and when they're healthy, they could be a top pick." When they were here healthy, Rasul Douglas was able to produce for us. He might not have been the guy that we thought could be the number 1 corner. And I always say he's more or less a safety because he's 6'2". In this league, he can cover, can move around. But I know he could play in this league. I said that. Sidney Jones was my breakout player of this year. In the preseason, well, not training camp era, I said Sidney Jones is going to be the number 2 starter.
That was my guy.
Yeah,
That was my guy.
That's
Oh,
you and my guy. That's our guy. You said Sidney Jones is going to be that next corner. And I mean, the thing about these guys, right? Rasul Douglas. One thing about Rasul Douglas to say was his speed. And with Carolina, they put him in a position where as though he necessarily know how to use his speed and he's use his ability. But he does get beat here and there. The same thing with Sidney Jones. Sidney Jones was his health. We always say if he can stay healthy, he can get on the field, but he couldn't stay healthy. Right now, he's injured, and that's the issue. The same things that follow you from college goes to you with the pros. If you don't play up to those bills, you don't work extra hard, then you're still put in these categories. Same thing with Nelson Aguilar. We always thought Nelson Aguilar could be, the next great wide receiver. All he had to do is catch the ball. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. We didn't push him to the side. We had about 5 years of Nelson Aguilar's addicts. 2017 was great. 2018 he started ticking downwards. 2019 was terrible. All right, but that's the Nelson Aguilar that we saw. It wasn't just because the offense. It was Nelson Aguilar. He committed himself to be a better player, and for Las Vegas, he's playing much better, like he was supposed to be playing for Philadelphia. Sometimes when you change that scenery as a player, you put those naysayers to the side, and you work your butt off, and you go out there and you just play. When you're just playing instead of thinking, you play better.
There's a lot. There's a lot of mental that goes into playing professional sports, and some and the politics also. So you got Schwartz, who has his favorite, so to speak. Every coach has them. You know what I mean? So I think that Sidney Jones just fell out of favor with Jim Schwartz. He was not one of his favorite guys, and it probably was his reaction of coming back. And I think Schwartz, and this is just perception, I think Schwartz' question is his heart, so to speak. His heart. I think he had a problem with what he perceived as Sidney Jones' heart, and besides the injuries that played a big part too.
But as a
Rasul,
corner,
Rasul was just he has his guys. Jim Schwartz has his type of player and his guys. Like, he loves the hell out of Mills, which is a good segue because I know you want to talk about. But he loves the hell out of Mills, so much so that he'll move him from corner. He'll let him start at corner, even if you have more talented corners behind him. He just likes the dog in Jalen Mills. And he gave him a shot at safety because he's his guy. He just has his guys. So that's what he's done. And doing that, having his guys, Sidney Jones and Rasul Douglas just fell out of favor, and they fell out of favor with the team, so they let him go. Now they get, like you said, they get to another place, they refocus, they go with a team that actually wants them. That brings your morale up, number one, right? Mm-hmm. Because now you're getting picked up by somebody who actually wants you there. You're not going out knocking on their door asking them, "Can I play?" They're coming to you and say, "Yo, we would like to have you." So that lifts your spirits. That mentality-wise, that helps you out a lot. And then you go in there and you get a second chance, and then they've made the most out of their second chances. I still do think we have a problem in evaluating talent, though. I do still think that we have a problem doing that.
Listen, I said this before. Jalen Mills was a safety in college. When he came out in a draft, they marked him as a safety. But for some reason, his heart is not in playing in the box. It's multiple plays, and I could send them to you guys. Yeah, I could look at him like he's not feeling. He's scared to make first contact, and I mean he has a mentality of a number one corner without the ability of that corner. If that play was like third down, yeah, he was like third down
without the ability of a starting.
No, he doesn't. He was in perfect position in this third down play. He's playing corner. They rolled Baker Mayfield out. The receiver did a double move, which we always criticize Jalen Mills on him biting for double moves. Jalen Mills, and I said this as a post game, I said he didn't even look at the receiver. He ran with his back to him. When you lose the receiver behind you, you have no ability as a cornerback to make up for that play. You have no ability because you don't know where that corner. When you turn your back to your receiver, you're lost. You're done. You're dead in the waters. He did that, and he drifted towards the middle of the field, and that receiver ran upfield and caught a 23-yard pass to give him a first down. Basically, almost put a stab in our back. That 74-yard run, a 77-yard run by Nick Chubb, he was supposed to come from Phil. He didn't fill. All right, that might have been a catalyst to that play, but at the same time, if you come and you fight, maybe you come up there after you stiff arm Joe Osman, you make a play on him, but you give up. He doesn't have the heart of a Malcolm Jenkins. Yes, we are suffering from losing Malcolm Jenkins. Malcolm Jenkins was that heart in the locker room, was that leader in the locker room. And you know what? I was reluctant to say that, you know what, he's gone and we miss it. But doggone it, we missed that dude because Jalen Mills doesn't have it. Riley McLeod, he's a safety. He plays safety like a safety should play. If you watch Cleveland Browns ran the same play twice. First time, Jalen Mills is supposed to drive down on the tight end or the crossing receiver because T.J. Edwards picked him up. But T.J. Edwards is a linebacker, so he's not going to be fast as a receiver. He's supposed to come down and squeeze that play so you can't throw the ball to him. He didn't. He looked at the quarterback and let the receiver catch the ball. The second time they ran that play, McLeod came down and squeezed that play like a safety is supposed to. I mean, some things you can't teach. Some things just it's either instinct, you got it, or you don't. He doesn't have it. And I'm tired of keeping people around that can't do anything. And I know it's in the corner. I gotta say this because my brother did put it up. Rest in peace to our friend, our cousin, our family member, our homie, our football player, our coach, Granville Powell. He passed last week. I know we were talking about people in the past, but I had to throw that out there. Service was yesterday. Great dude. And if you wasn't in Philadelphia, you was around any type of club scene or any type of football, you knew who Granville was.
And rest in peace to him and condolences to his family. Yeah. And with that being said, that was the end of the fourth quarter. In closing, I would like to just put up Lamar's in there because he says fire and ball.
I got clap for that one.
As soon as possible. Yes. And Lamar, I think we're growing closer to that reality happening. Like it may be time for not only to part ways with Doug Peterson, but Laurie probably needs to take a long, hard look at even his buddy who has worked his way up the ranks and even brought a championship to this franchise. His buddy, Howie Roseman, may need to sit out too, and maybe we just need, maybe we need to just get a more traditional GM in here who is going to hire a personnel person and let them actually evaluate the talent because he does not have that. He doesn't have that eye, so it might be time to clean house.
Just let him do GM duties of
that's what
salary cap, just like you just said. Them just do those duties.
Let him do that. And
player personnel and drafting somebody else.
Yeah, somebody else definitely, and the coach that can coach up talent that you bring in too. But don't let that talent be brought in by Howie. Please don't. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for spending this time with us on your Thanksgiving, waking up out of your food coma and having a couple drinks with us and talking about our favorite football team, man. And we're going to be at it again on Monday night as we take on the Seattle Seahawks and hopefully our Philadelphia Eagles. Again, I'm expecting.
Can I give them a preview?
Yeah, give them a preview. Monday night.
That's all you get.
Philadelphia.
That's all you get. No, we're not doing it now. That's all you get.
All right, that's all you get. But Monday night, join us, man, as we do a pregame. We might even have a special guest host, somebody that I want to bring on the team anyway. And you will know this person. So tune in Monday night as we do our pregame. As usual, hour before kickoff, as our Philadelphia Eagles take on the Seattle Seahawks. And we're hoping that they can get a win and turn this thing around. Part of me is hoping that. Another part of me like, ooh, I want Doug going so bad that I'm willing to take it on the chin. But anyway, I can't help it. When game day comes, I can't help but to root for my Eagles. So join us, man, on Monday night. Enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend. I know most people are off until Monday, so please drink responsibly, enjoy yourselves, and join us on Monday. We'll see you then. We're out. I'm your man, Dante the Dark Knight. For my co-host, the Sandlin boy, Pat. We'll see you guys Monday. Peace.
We go live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Smash him up, crack that fool. Quarterback crack, yo, sack that fool. Hit him, hit him.